I bought an entire bag of like Christmas chocolate. Peanut M&Ms. Hey guys, this is Sophia and today I am here with a Q&A. Honestly, I did not expect to have enough questions to do this, but I do. So I really appreciate all of who submitted questions. If you want to submit a question, definitely follow me on Instagram so you can submit it the next time I film this. Anyways, let's just get into it. Let's just not drag this intro too long. How to stop comparing yourself with other people. You're such a good influence. Thank you. You're welcome. It is hard, and I can honestly do an entire separate YouTube video on this because I think it's a really important topic. So let me know if you want it by liking this video or letting me know in the comments. But for me, how I stopped is I stopped trying to want to become other people, if that makes sense. I think the root of comparing yourself to others always stems from you wanting to look like them, to have the same life as them, to have the same opportunities as them, to be like them, and that is just not realistic. You know, I grew up comparing myself to others, and you know, it took me into my 20s to realize that that's never gonna happen. I'm never gonna be like other people. Other people are gonna be like me. So, you know, if you compare yourself to me, like, please don't, because we're not the same. I think if you compare yourself to others, you forget to live the life you're meant to live. You can't just expect yourself to stop comparing yourself to others. You have to be mindful of when you're doing it and then consciously tell yourself to stop doing it. I did turn off notifications on my phone. I did unfollow the people that did not make me feel good. You know, I took actionable steps to be able to stop doing that, but I will say, for the most part, it's a mindset thing. So work on your mindset, and I know that sounds easier said than done, but it truly is a mindset thing. Like, if you really are determined to stop doing it, you can stop doing it. I really believe everyone has the willpower to not do those things that they don't want to do. Why didn't you and your boyfriend get married yet? Please tell us the idea behind it. My boyfriend shows up once in a while on my TikToks because I think it's fun. Or at least fun to like drag him to do it with me. I have mentioned in a few TikToks that he and I have been together for almost 9 years, which is crazy to say. The actual main reason is literally because like we don't need to get married. It's not really something that is a priority for us at this very moment. Like, one, we just want to survive the pandemic. 2, we just want to enjoy each other's company. And 3, like, you know, for us, because we've been together for so long, marriage would literally just be a cherry on top, and it's a cherry that we don't really need right now, if that makes sense. So, you know, eventually we'll get there, and obviously I will be sharing it with the world on social media, but right now it is just something that we don't particularly need or want. Advices for people with binge eating disorder. I am actually not going to answer this question because I've actually never been professionally diagnosed with an eating disorder, and I don't want to give advice that is untrue, that is not founded by science, by education. My only advice is to please go see a doctor if you're able, or find an online resource that can actually help you that is led by professionals. How can you always stay motivated? It comes and goes. It's all about routine, I think, sometimes. So a good example, I think later, there's a question, you know, how do I motivate myself to work out? So for me, getting out of bed in the morning is actually not that hard. Like, I hit snooze, but I factor in the snooze time, so I'm still awake when I need to be. But the first thing I do is always like go to the bathroom, get changed into my workout gear, and then I go straight to like my couch and I start prepping, like drinking water, tying my hair. Like, I start going through the motions, and that really helps me stay motivated to work out. In terms of staying motivated in life, that's a little bit more difficult because, you know, there's a lot of things going on in life, and there's a lot of things that you constantly need to feel motivated for, but it all comes down to what matters to you. I think if something really matters to you, you will always be motivated to do it. Do I have any tips of getting rid of ED thoughts about food and exercise? I'm going crazy. I hesitate to answer this too, only because, like I said, I've never been professionally diagnosed with an ED, but I can kind of talk about the thoughts about food and exercise. I stopped thinking about food in a negative way this year because I started thinking, every time I would have like a negative thought about food, I started thinking like, where is this coming from? Let's talk about pizza, because we have pizza in the freezer. I love pizza. It's a known fact. I preach it all the time and I will never stop saying it. But last year I loved and ate pizza, but I was also scared of it while I was eating it. I felt like kind of guilty after eating it. Every time I even asked if we could get pizza, I would feel bad. I realized the reason why I had that fear was because I just remember, every time I would eat pizza with my parents, like they would ask if I really wanted that third slice. They would be like, oh, maybe you should save it for lunch tomorrow. Like they would say those kinds of things that just kind of repeated myself and kind of became ingrained in my brain, and that led to me, even when I weren't with them, to have those thoughts and have those feelings and feel those emotions. And I think that working through that has really helped, and has really like helped me let go of that fear when I even asked for pizza. And then in terms of exercise, for me it's also about finding exercise that works for you. You can enjoy working out more than you think you can. The reason why I realized I hated working out, like way back when, was because I was doing workouts that I didn't enjoy, that I didn't feel good after doing it. By the way, if you're trying to work out and you're trying to like change your body by working out, please know that it takes so much time for that change to happen. Like it is not an overnight thing. And I think I used to think that way, and that made whatever workout I was doing 10 times worse, because after working out, I'd just look at myself in the mirror and be like, okay, what changed? How much weight did I lose? Where did the weight go? But if you're doing a workout that you really love doing, that makes you happy, then you're never going to think like that, because you're just going to be like, okay, like tomorrow I'll be doing it again. Like I'm already excited, even though I'm sweating, even though I'm sore, like I'll enjoy it. And that is really great. For the last few months, I've been doing like, those like YouTube fitness, workout challenges where like every day is different. And I really love it. I love it so much, because there's that repetition, that boringness that comes with doing something day after day after day after day just isn't there. So I really recommend those, especially if you can get bored with working out really easily. But like I said, I've never been professionally diagnosed with an ED, so I don't know if what I just said is going to help you, but please go see professional help, and please know that I am always more than happy to give advice. But please take my advice with a grain of salt, because I'm giving you advice based on my own experiences, and I've obviously, like I said, never been professionally diagnosed with an ED, so I don't know what that experience is like, and I don't know what those thoughts are specifically. So please go see professional help if you're able. Best advice you can give to a teenage girl. I can give so many. Your body is going to change. You should expect it to change. Know that you're not alone. It might feel like you're alone sometimes, but you are not. So please don't think that whatever you're going through, you're the only one going through it, or that you're the only one who has ever been through it, because I promise you there has been other people out there who are either going through the same thing you're going through right now, or have been through what you're going through. Your mental health really does matter, and if you need help, please go get help, whether that's an anonymous phone line, whether that's going to see a counselor, a therapist, psychologist, whatever it is, go see help. And if your like immediate family and friends are like questioning you, please don't let them bully you into not thinking that your brain and your mind and your emotions matter, because they do. Not overthink. I know that's really hard, especially in our society, but it is really easy to overthink and overplan your life, but you cannot plan what your future is going to look like for a very long time. And I think this year has kind of proven that point as well. Like, I'm not saying don't plan at all. I'm not saying like roll with it and don't think about the future. I'm saying like don't be like, okay, 5 years I want this, 10 years I want this, 20 years I want this. Like, that's just not the way life works. And the last thing is enjoy the ride. Feed your body, especially when you're a teenager. You really do need the fuel. You really do need the calories, because your body is going through so many changes. And even if you're just sitting at your desk, your body is still going through those changes. Favorite snack, as I'm eating a minute. If it's Asian snacks, really love shrimp chips, onion rings, pineapple cake. When it comes to fruit, I love like oranges / cuties, grapes, banana. During the summer, I love strawberries, blueberries, blackberries, raspberries, watermelon, mango, cherries. And then like, you know, when it comes to Western snacks, I really like tacos, Oreos, Doritos, tortilla chips, popcorn. Is it okay to eat dessert every day and eat other processed things? So my quick answer is yes, but my long answer is depends. You know, I wouldn't eat dessert as a meal on its own. Like, I don't think that's very healthy, but I would have it like after an actual meal. By the way, when I say healthy, you know, that means different for other people. So if you want to eat dessert, I guess you can, but that's not how I would eat a meal or consider as a meal. But when it comes to like processed foods, like, you know, I'm eating M&Ms, I eat Oreos, I eat like, you know, other Asian snacks. It literally just comes down to one, what your body wants, and two, how much you're eating. I really do, I know this might trigger some people, but I really do think that sometimes portion sizing can be helpful sometimes, because for me, like, I've always had trouble grasping portion sizes. So I grabbed a few, put it on a tissue, and just kind of kept munching at it as I went. And if I'm hungry again, I'll have more. But like, portion control really does matter in this case, because it's really easy to overeat, especially during quarantine, especially when you're stuck at home. And sometimes when you're bored, you can overeat. But if you are doing portion control, and
by the way, portion control loosely, like, I don't mean, you know, looking at the back of the bag and trying to figure out how much is one portion. I literally just mean like having it separate.
Like not holding the bag of Doritos in your hand and just kind of keep going, like putting it in a small bowl. At what age did you leave your parents' house? I love you, you're beautiful, thank you. Love you too. To be fair, I left my parents' house for college. So I left when I was 19. I would live with them in the summer and during Christmas, but once I graduated college when I was 22, I basically moved out of college and into an apartment with my boyfriend. What food should I avoid while I'm on a diet? No foods. That is my answer. And I've heard other people say this too, so I'm sure you like have heard this before. But if you really want something, your brain, your stomach really want something, and you tell yourself like, no, you can't eat that, you'll want it more. And then when you let go of yourself and you let yourself eat it, you'll eat more. So I was losing weight from like March until I would say like August-ish, and I lost about 30 pounds. I've maintained that weight loss off since August because I haven't limited myself to what I've been eating. I've just been, like I said, portion controlling, like taking the foods out, and I've been listening to my body. So that's the only way I've been able to maintain the weight being off, because if I had limited myself from March to August, I would have eaten everything I wanted to eat in one sitting, and I would have, all of that weight would have come back. Have you had an eating disorder, or did your problems with food just start because of your parents? Basically, my food and body image issues do come from my parents. I've never been professionally diagnosed with an eating disorder, but I do know that a lot of people like resonate with the kind of content and story that I share, so they think I do, but I have never had an eating disorder. And I have honestly like a tremendous amount of respect for the creators who are open and honest about their eating disorders on the platform. Thank you so much for watching if you are watching until now, and if you have submitted questions, seriously thank you as well. If you have any more questions, let me know in either the comments of this video, DM me on Instagram, or stay tuned to my Instagram stories for the next time I post about this. But otherwise, I will see you next Sunday for another video, and it will be a fitness video, like a fitness diet video, so definitely stay tuned if you're interested in that. But yeah, I'll see you next Sunday. Bye.